Hey guys, welcome back once again. This is X Dragon, and this is Digimon World. Um, Something fun we decided to do for the 20th anniversary, and this is part 2. Again, not so much of a Let's Play style type of event, but more like a, here's some gameplay, and I'm just gonna talk because, I don't know, I kinda can't keep my focus to do a whole Let's Play, and think of quips and things like that to spread time out over an hour or two, so we're just going to do something small like this, and hopefully it'll go pretty decently. So, as you guys can see, our little Agumon has become Greymon. There was a lot of training, and a lot of death to many recolors. Which brings me to probably the first thing I wanted to maybe mention. So I'm sure anybody who's played this game before, or any Digimon fan, knows that this game is full of recolors. Mainly every enemy you fight, with a few exceptions, is a recolor. And it's interesting because that was done to kind of separate what you can and can't recruit from the city. So they didn't want you, going out and fighting a Garurumon and then bringing another Gurumon back in the city, so they made him, instead of blue, to some sort of purplish color and named him Gurumon. That one U makes all the difference. And just like that, we have Betamon, or Betamon, which I always call him, but I feel like somebody's going to yell at me for saying Beta, when it's actually Beta. Anyway, we have Betamon, who's a, I don't know, kind of greenish, darker greenish color. And then we have Moduki Betamon, who's a light green color, and he's a completely different Digimon. But not really. It's kind of like with Penguinmon, and yeah, so that's the first bit. So let's go see what fun things we could do with Greymon, shall we? Alrighty, so as you guys can tell, there's been some progress done since the last time. Obviously, there's Greymon. I think that pretty much just screams there was playing after I stopped recording. But we also have some recruitments done and a few other things. We just passed through Kunamon, who decided to open up the path to the bridge, which, spoiler, not really, yes, has been fixed by Kolamon, and I really wish I was recording because the emulator has such amazing errors when it comes to showing what's happening. That, like, you saw Agumon kind of going to the bathroom in the alleyway between the item shop or warehouse and the toilet. Well, for the Kolamon jumping across the river, they're about 3 feet away, and we were jumping on random shadows. So, kind of like a Jesus moment. Really weird. Yeah, not a big fan. So, I guess I'll talk a little bit about this. So obviously there's a fight going on, and it's against Gaborimon, who's not a recolor. So, like I said, I've never actually played through this whole game. I've obviously made it further than I ever did because we're looking at a dinosaur of death and destruction rather than a bouncing pile of poop. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these guys aren't recruitable, just because they're here. Kind of seems to go without saying in my head, but I could be wrong. There was a Kunamon before too, which super different from Kunamon because he's green and not yellow. I understand the whole recolor thing. I just wish that it was a little bit different. There are some recolors that I actually do like, even if they are lazy. Obviously the Black Greymon and the Virus Metal Greymon that's in this particular game. Again, spoiler, sorry. I like, but there's just so many offshoots. Like there's Yanmamon, and then there's Sand Yanmamon, and then there's Jimojimon, and then he has a recolor with an evil mustache. That's his difference. He's got a mustache, and this one doesn't. So, nothing like some manual labor for your Digimon to do. Haul out some dirt for Jijimon, who clearly is just drilling and is far too lazy to actually go ahead and take his stuff out himself. So, yeah. Alright, so my emulator froze as we were kind of going through this whole thing, and I lost a lot of progress, so basically just jumped back to the city with, yeah. So I guess a little bit more about this. Like I said, I kind of want to keep doing this a little bit, see if we can at least get a little bit further in the plot to show anybody who's never played, or just kind of just expand things. But, you know, there's another wonderful, just in the middle of two buildings. He's dirty. My grandma's dirty. But yeah, I kind of want to see if we can't finish the game on this. I don't know if I actually have the attention span, I'll be honest with you guys, to carry it on, or if I will remember to constantly record. If I record, I need to fill up time, and the only way to fill up time is to really talk, unless you guys just want silence. It's weird to me. But yeah, again, this whole game predates the anime, predates a lot of concepts in the anime. There's really nothing past the ultimate / perfect stage, just like the V-Pets. That was the highest level they would go to. And there's a couple of cameos here, if you will, of some stages later to come. Here my grandma's being a shit. He doesn't want to take anything, so he's gonna get yelled at. Bad dog, I guess. It's kind of weird to think about this, you know, in the context of the universe. You're probably a 10, 11-year-old kid who's now running around an island full of monsters. Most of them could kill you, even though scale's not exactly accurate here. We know Greymon's much larger than person, and he doesn't want to take your brain chip. So then you yell at him, and that is enough to get this fire-breathing dinosaur to submit and take the chip to modify his intelligence. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things to me. I always liked it. But, yeah, the bridge is repaired, life is grand, Digimons are Digimoning somewhere, I don't know. But, you know, it took a while. This was obviously the first Digimon World game, and I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was the first Digimon game. At least it was the first Digimon game in the West. And it started an interesting trend where all the Digimon World titles after this had nothing to do with this game. My personal favorite, Digimon World 2, is a dungeon crawler, and it's a 3-on-3 battle, and you're running around in a Digibeetle. It's like a truck. It's weird. That part's weird. And the only way to increase your stats is to DNA Digivolve, which actually decreases your level. So you have to start over again, and you get DP, shows how many times, or is this DP? There's a stat that increases, shows how many times you've evolved, and the more that increases, the different forms you can get. So you can end up with, you know, Gabumon to Centaurumon, and then if you get that stat high enough, you can actually become Gurumon. Yay! Not Grurumon, Garurumon. Though Grurumon is still in that game as well. Kinda can't escape him. And then there's Digimon World 3, which was like a precursor, in a sense, to the story games, where you have 3 Digimon following you around, and it's really fun. It's just really slow, and I don't feel like it's aged nearly as well as this has. This plays fantastically. I love it. I still think World 2 plays fantastically also. And then we went to Digimon World 4, which is a hack and slash. It's weird. And then the World Series kind of died for a while, but in the US we still use the World Series. So Digimon Story on the Nintendo DS was called Digimon World DS in the States. And then that series continued being called Digimon World, even though it was actually the Digimon Story series. And then we got Digimon World Championship, which, in all honesty, I still have no idea how to actually play very well. It wasn't until redigitized that World Series actually came back into this type of format, which came out on the PSP. And there's a really awesome fan translation done by Romstar, a few others. And that was ported over to 3DS, which is also being translated, fingers crossed, hopefully this year. I don't know. And then most recently, Next Order, which kind of serves as a sequel to this game. It's still the same protagonist here. Well, he's not the same protagonist in the game, but he shows up. I don't think it's much of a spoiler. honestly, since I just don't think it's much of a spoiler. So if it is, I'm sorry. If it's not, well, we'll just be happy. Yeah, so, this emulator has really interesting clipping. See, I'm running down the middle of a path, and it shows I'm running into a wall, which I don't really understand. I don't really think there's a way to fix it. I mean, I do have this game on my PSP, again, through an eBoot. I don't have a physical copy. And that runs a lot better, but I don't have any way of recording it on the PSP, so there's really no way to share it with you guys. And I also can't figure out how to get the save from here onto the PSP. And I don't really feel like going through everything all over again. So, yeah. Kind of stuck with this weird clip. And this was a fun ambush, because I didn't know this was going to happen immediately. And I like how he says, "Shasha." Shasha. Who does that? What does that even mean? Shasha. And this fight did not go too well. He's just really just messing up Greymon bad. Damn Dragonfly showing him who's boss. He can't even get up. I think it's because he's trying to get range to do his new Magma Bomb attack. Yanmamon's just not having any of it. But obviously one hit is clearly enough to take out most of his health. So we're hoping that we can get his stats good enough to actually evolve again. Unless he dies. All my other friends who were doing this whole thing, QB, who has his Let's Play going on, has ended up with a Numemon. A couple of my other friends who aren't actually showing this have gotten Bakamon and Waymon so far, which is kind of cool. And I'm the one with... Oh, and a Leomon. They also ended up with Leomon because one Digimon died again. So I am the only one with the Greymon. Like I said, there was a lot of murdering of respawning recolors. Here's Red Penguinmon, or Muchiomon, I think. I can never pronounce his name right. Probably because I never heard it said. So how my brain reads it and how it actually is are two completely different things. So I'm just running around. I have literally no idea where I'm going right now. Just exploring as much as I possibly can. Trying to avoid these stupid dragonflies again. Trying is the key word. I think we do okay. So, yeah, I'm interested in how you guys doing. I can't believe I got a couple of people actually watching this, which is fantastic. Really appreciate it. Like I said, this is not something I really do ever. So, if there's some type of positive response, I may consider doing this. Oh look! It's Moduki Betamon. He's a lime green color, and I love him. Not really. I just wish there was more original Digimon. This started the whole recolor thing. I'm back to that, I know. You know, with the limited amount of monsters being around at this time, I understand it. I really do. Just going back to it, it bothers me. And then knowing that they did this again in next order, with red Jijimon and gold Jijimon, which is completely unnecessary at that time. I don't really understand why they keep going with recolors. I know it saves development costs and probably time, but as a fan, it just seems weird. At this point. It just seems really weird. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to be running in this water either. Like I said, it's weird clipping. I'm trying to navigate. I'm not really sure what's going on. But, so. It's not bad. It's not bad. Nice. I got ambushed again. This... I need to kill him and then just move on next time, because Shasha boy over here. That's what I'm gonna call this Yanmamon. Shasha. So I just realized what Shasha triggers in my head. King of the Hill, Del Gribble. Every time this Yanmamon says Shasha, I now think of Dale Gribble, Rusty Shackleford, and his super awesome Shasha. And we go dot status. And we only do 9. Alright, it's time to leave. I wasn't paying attention at this point, obviously. So I didn't notice what just happened to me until right there. But yeah, I didn't know Dot already went back to this first game, which is kind of cool. It's one of those interesting statuses that really changed the way that everything goes. I don't know, I always was a fan of it. Alright, so we'll go one more nap time, I guess. Get a good night's sleep in, recover the health that we were down thanks to that wonderful last ambush we got. And, I'll just go run around. Goodbye, Red Penguinmon. I'm not saying that name again, because I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. And, hey! Purple Patamon, I mean, Tsukimon. It's Purple Patamon. See, this is another one. It's just kind of lazy. I don't know. I think Devimon is a better counterpart to Patamon than this. But, you know, we'll just have them gang up on Greymon. That's cool. That seems fair. Everybody likes a 2-on-1 beatdown. Again, the long range attack that he does is glasses. And the little thing blocked it. That's even better. You know, giant dinosaur of death, magma bomb, and the little purple Patamon wannabe just blocked it. So I guess we're gonna have to use a healing item, because out from full health down to about 800. Little buggers are doing a bang up job. I guess we're just gonna use the moderate command and the little fireballs that I don't know where they're coming from anymore. The clipping is just really funny at this point. I think it's one of the charms of this emulator. It was all the way to the left. It was all the way to the left. God. It must just be a limitation of the software. Or my computer. Or both. Possibly. I'm gonna chalk it up to both. That seems like a really good argument for this. So. And they both run off. I think one of them just ran to the water. Well, I decided this is a good time to just jump ahead. Didn't really just see me walk back over here to Cola Point. So, just did a little walk. And, my last example of our wonderful clipping for this. Look at that! See, he's supposed to be where the water is, and he's just kind of floating on the shore. So, I think I've rambled just about enough. I think this is enough of random musings and all that. So, I'll be back at it again. Hopefully, we'll have some more progress to show off, and I'm not just running around as aimlessly. But, maybe Jijimon will finish that tunnel. That'd be pretty cool. I just gotta keep carrying dirt out. So, yeah, manual labor. Gotta love it. Alright guys, thanks again, and hopefully I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.